The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Let's go, baby!
Are you ready for a break?
Yes.
Are you ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com
We were on the break!
with Ambar Garcia, Bryan Broaddus, Voch Lombardi, and Derek Eagleton.
It's Wednesday, November 26, 2025, season 21, episode number 85. Welcome to the latest edition of The Break. We're live from SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star, presented by LG. LG is the world's #1 OLED TV brand for 11 years and counting. See why at LG.com/OLED Evo. Welcome to the show, everybody. We good?
Oh, you
left knee.
Hey man, I'm telling you.
Oh, you bumped? Oh,
Yeah.
This table don't move.
Oh, it's the worst.
But the chairs don't
It's
need
the
it.
worst.
You need velocity.
That
to
look,
move
that
this
look
chair.
on your face, Brian, is I felt that before.
I know.
I felt that before.
Hurt.
And we ain't got insurance through these people, Brian. So
You don't.
You
You
had
do
to
not.
Limp
Let's
your
make
ass
that
down
clear.
the hallway. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and
That's
maybe
crazy.
go see one of the trainers or something. I
Be
don't know.
careful.
All right, we got a
By the
lot
way,
to get into today.
Weird things you have in your pocket today.
What?
Weird things you have in your pockets today.
Okay.
That's an interesting show topic. What is?
Thermometer?
Thermopin.
Oh,
Yeah, there, but
I thought it was a knife.
I was
Pocket
literally about to
knife.
call security. Like, come get this man.
Don't check my bag.
I got to do some cooking today.
Yeah.
I forgot. I forgot I put it in my pocket.
How do you forget that huge machete?
I don't know.
Because we work hard.
I'm 61 years old. I'm sorry. I forget things.
Wow.
My apologies.
All right. Well,
It
keep
could
that
have been
in your
something
pocket.
dangerous. It could have been something. I don't blame you for carrying it around. You gotta be careful.
No,
out here,
I
man.
just was cooking. I've done
I
3
be
shows
cooking.
already
I be
this morning.
cooking
I
with
mean,
mine.
Keep that in your pocket, bro.
I'm sorry. All right, back to
Need
it.
that.
Be cooking
Need
with
that.
mine.
Here we go.
All right, let's get caught up on a couple injury updates. Tyler Guyton, Kalen Carson. Guyton missed practice, did not practice yesterday.
Not gonna
Kalen
play.
Carson moved from he was an active participant on Monday to now limited participant yesterday with a hamstring. What are we thinking?
I know the Guyton one is not going to work out for you.
Okay.
We need to see what happens with Carson. And I also learned that George Pickens, as banged up as he is going to play, so he should be okay to go.
He did say it was a contusion. It kind of sounds like that's
Yeah,
more of
it
a
sounded
pain
like to me
management
that
kind
it
of
was.
thing.
Yeah, he was kind of struggling through some things, but
Yeah.
he should be good to go. So but the Carson one is the one they're worrying about a little bit right now.
How much concern should be given from the standpoint of if he can't play, who else plays, who's going to be the right fit? Like they got some receivers out there that present some interesting problems as we talked about yesterday.
You gonna figure that one out?
I mean, so he dehydrated, right? So that goes
Yeah.
further than just IVs and water,
Yeah.
and pickles and salt.
You mean for this injury? It says a hamstring.
Hamstring.
Oh, it's hamstring.
Yeah,
Oh, that's new.
hamstring.
He left the game due
Yeah.
to dehydration.
Oh, see, I don't have the golden phone. So yeah, well, I guess Wheezy. Well, I guess you can
It's going to be that would be.
or Reddy because Reddy. To be fair, Reddy hadn't played terribly. You just keep getting new corners back.
Yeah.
So I guess in that situation, you would just keep Bland outside with Revel and just play Reddy in the nickel.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. We still haven't really talked about this. Going into the game last week, we find out heading into that weekend that they released Kyrie Elam.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the right move, or just from the standpoint of I've always heard coaches say you can never have too many healthy cornerbacks because the moment you think you do, you'll have injuries. Is it just a better thing to keep him on the roster just because he's a healthy body and he's not a horrible corner, I don't think. What are your thoughts about that move?
Man, Derek Eagleton, a lot of the reason why you was the 34th worst defense in the league
Was Kyrie?
had a lot to do with him. And there's a couple more names.
Hey.
And there's a couple more names
They
on
were
this
lower
roster
than the
still.
Birmingham Stallions, and who else in the 34th defense?
Pick the best college defense in the league right in college football.
Yeah.
Pick Ohio State.
Yeah.
Ohio State probably had a better defense than you did week 5. And a lot of it was on.
You're not
was on
wrong.
Elam.
You're not
Everybody
wrong.
know, yeah.
You're not wrong.
You know, I think the Cowboys are gonna if they need a corner, I think they'll go more of the route of let's see what Zion Childress has. I think the Elam thing was a cool attempt by Jerry and company.
I'm just thinking of processing the comment you made just now. I'm like, you're
was
putting
pretty-
all that weight on the poor here.
Ambar.
All the problems they had, you're
I'm-
putting
three
it
people.
on his back.
On 3 people. It
Okay.
sounds crazy.
Who are the 3 people?
Two of them working still. I can say
You can say what you.
It's
Hey,
your opinion.
you're a man with a microphone.
In my opinion, Kenneth Murray was real bad.
Yeah.
Sam Williams was real bad, and Kyrie Elam was real bad, and that's at all levels. So, and you didn't really have a super dynamic player to kind of cover up some of that nonsense, right? Like if you had a ridiculously good safety, maybe you can hide some corner stuff. If your D line is fantastic, maybe your linebacker. And Kenneth Murray playing a little better now. And
Yeah.
it could be because you're ridiculous in your tackle room now,
Yeah.
right? And some of the same.
It might be you're playing less plays too. Guy kind of splitting time with you.
Yeah.
Less opportunities to mess up.
Sure, and all these guys are talented. There, to your point, you can never have too many talented guys, right? But it's about fit though. Like fit matters here more than anything. Sam is incredibly talented. Sam don't always see it. You know what I mean? Kenneth Murray can run well. He don't always, whatever. But as far as Elam goes, I think the Cowboys just want to move in a different direction. I don't know. I ain't talking about it, but I think they'll go with some of the younger guys that they have. Than Elam.
I was surprised. I kind of thought it was Bridges that was going to be the guy, just kind of visiting with some folks in the organization. This might be one of those. What you got, Voch?
You think because he's a rookie and he theoretically got more time that maybe they can sort of fix Bridges to where he looks like older?
Yeah, I think so. I think there was some. I think when they traded for him, or actually they claimed him, is what they did.
Mm-hmm.
They claimed him. I think that there were some people on the coaching staff that were excited about having the opportunity to coach him. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's kind of where all this is. I think with the Elam, it's a veteran guy, and you just kind of just move on. Like you said, you got some younger guys. He's not an old guy by any means, but I think that when it came down to it, you start to look at guys potentially that could be future players here. I don't think they saw him as that.
Yeah, they're probably going to treat the young guys like they're draft picks. Like they love to keep the young guys around, and they would rather get rid of a veteran with not a lot of contract time left than a young guy. So that's probably what it is.
All right, so I got a big question for you guys. I remember back in the day when Bill Parcells was here, he would always say, by Thanksgiving, you kind of know who you are.
Yeah.
Who is this team? We're at Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day. Who is this team?
We still don't know. I'm going to tell you why he said that. Because he was working in this organization. And typically, we don't make moves in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you got the same damn team you had in September, yeah, you kind of should know who you are. But Derek Eagleton, Bryan, Ambar, Garcia, boy, it has been some change.
Yeah.
It has been some change since the bye week. Ian Rappaport, shouts out to him.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. Yeah.
Yeah, he had one of his partners that do numbers over there at wherever they work.
They got a few of them.
Statisticians or whatever, and they're basically grading it from bye week to now versus the first 11 weeks or whatever. It's night and day.
Yeah,
it's night and day. And me and Bryan was just talking about. I'm befuddled sometimes. I call my YouTube friends. You'll call Nick Even or something. I'll call Will Stillfoot the King. I'm like, man, can y'all believe Quentin Williams on this team? Mm. Can you? It's hard to believe. Mm-hmm. And then Kenny Clark is on this team, and you just watching the film, you go, man, we are so much more disruptive than I've ever seen, right? So we don't know who we are. We just got to keep on playing games. Now you learn something different every week. There's a lesson in every bar. You learn something versus the Raiders. You learn something versus Philly. If you go out there and play a good defensive game versus Kansas City, Ambar gonna hate me because I'm gonna be a homer all over again because I'm gonna think that you're a Super Bowl able team. I'm not saying that you in it, that you're in the racing, that you're in none of that because you got a lot to prove. But we always said you just need your defense to be a little competitive because your defense was horrible and you were still winning or losing games by one possession.
Yeah.
According to Ian Rappaport and his people, if you top 10 anywhere, 12, 15, we going to parties. Y'all crazy?
Yeah.
Ambar, please, you talk.
I agree with you don't know what this team is just yet. We've seen 2 games, and now we're about to see the third one tomorrow, and that will tell us a lot. My thing is that although I really like the position where they're at right now, as far as how they're looking, as far as the new motivation, the new expectations, the things that get you excited for because you see and you believe of what they can do, it always feels like, and again, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I just sit here and while you were talking, Voch, I'm just thinking, man.
It was a lot of talking, wasn't it?
Should have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always. It sure would have been nice if those moves had occurred maybe like a few weeks prior to the deadline and you're sitting here at a different position because it's always like we're just staying above water, you know, like breathing just above water. And it always like you're always hanging on there and seeing what can happen. And you're always back in that position. You knew that you weren't going to sign Micah Parsons at the end of the day. We knew that way ahead. Okay, how do you replace him? Okay, well, they brought in Kenny Clark, but then clearly wasn't enough. We saw it week after week where the defense was struggling. You're talking about, well, Overshown is about to come back later on, and we're holding on to that at the linebacker position. I'm not going to keep criticizing because at the end of the day, they still made those trades, but it always feels like it's just a little too late. And obviously, they're still in the run. They're very much capable of getting there, but your room for error is extremely low now.
But in all fairness, according to reports, they were trying to get Quinnen Williams back when they were doing the Micah deal. When they were trying to trade Micah, the Jets were a target. They wanted Quinnen Williams at that time. The Jets just weren't willing to deal him.
I mean, wishing is not a reality.
Huh?
Wishing is not a reality. You just find a way to...
No. What I'm saying is I don't think it's fair to say they should have done the deal earlier. They wanted to do the deal earlier. They couldn't get the partner to do the deal earlier, right?
Do you think the 2 and the 1 has something to do with it? Like in camp, do you think that the Cowboys would be willing to give up a 2 from this year and a 1 from next year? Or do you think that them having extra picks matter in them giving it up? Or do you think getting whooped by the Cardinals really made them put the foot on the gas?
I think having the extra picks helped.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too.
I'm going to say this. The team before November 2nd couldn't beat anybody.
For sure.
The team on November 3rd can beat anybody in the National Football League.
Yep. That's facts.
The way it is, and you proved it. You went out the number one seed at the time were the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
You went out there, you were down 21, and you found a way to win the game. Yeah. Is that the Eagles? Should the Eagles be number one? That's for debate. But you are a team right now, currently, that can beat any team in the National Football League.
Yeah.
Before November 2nd, you weren't beating the Arizona Cardinals.
No bad.
That's how big this turnaround is with the addition of the players you got and plus the guys coming off the injured reserve list.
Yep. And I think that's the part.
And George Pickens being one of the best offensive players in the league.
Right. And that's the part that's so, I guess to some degree, to your point, Amber, is a little disheartening because you're like, man, if you just had a couple extra weeks with those players, maybe that Cardinals game is different. You know, maybe earlier in the season that Carolina game.
You beat Notre Dame.
Yeah. Like you look at all these teams and you're like, man, I just hope. I was telling Nick this, talking around just having the conversation. I'm like, the thing that worries me most is Dallas gets on a run. They are beating all the teams, and they get to the end of the season.
They're going to be a game short.
Like that. And by the way, in that situation, there won't be a single team in the NFC in the playoffs that would have said, yeah, we want to play Dallas.
Yeah.
Nobody would have wanted to see Dallas at that point because of how good they have been down the stretch, but because of how bad it was in the first part of the season, they won't have enough to get there. Now, I will tell you this. As I started looking at the playoff picture right now in the NFC, they got an opportunity.
Sure.
Now, Dak says they got to win out. I don't know if they got to win out, but they don't have a lot of room for error. You think about some of the teams like Green Bay, Detroit, Carolina right now is only half a game ahead of them.
Yeah.
And because of the tie, you don't have to worry about tie breaks, right? Because you have a tie. So you got that half either way. But Green Bay and Detroit, think about this. Green Bay, here's who Green Bay has.
Oh, their schedule is not easy.
They got Detroit, Chicago, Denver, Chicago, Baltimore, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Detroit has Green Bay, Dallas, the Rams, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and Chicago. Each of those two teams got to play a bunch of really good teams right now. And so when you start thinking about it from that standpoint, there's going to be an opportunity here if Dallas can handle their own business. Green Bay, Detroit, and Carolina will be in play, I think, for the Cowboys to maybe jump over them. Seattle, San Francisco, who knows how that plays out. Even if they got those other two wildcard spots, that third one can be available to you depending on what happens with these other teams and them beating each other up. The Cowboys going to have an opportunity, but they got to get on a run.
Lucky for us, not just that, but Seattle, San Fran, and Rams have to go against each other a couple more times too. So it's a lot more to play. And the Cowboys have to play the Lions. That'll be one game bumping them down. But besides that, if you just take care of your business, which is the hard part, all these other teams gonna have to play tough teams, and they'll kind of start knocking each other off. And all you got to do is tie with another team, or just have the same amount of wins as another team.
Right.
Because having less losses than them because of your tie will put you ahead of them.
That's exactly right. All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to dive into the Kansas City defense versus the Cowboys offense. We'll be back. DallasCowboys.com radio.
If you can't be at the stadium, there's no better way to watch your Cowboys than on an LG OLED Evo TV. That's because everything you see is more lifelike. Every play, every hit. I mean, you might as well be on the sidelines. That's how clear it is. It's all thanks to LG's legendary technology. Perfect black, over 8.3 million self-lit pixels. No one comes close. LG OLED Evo is the best TV in the game for a reason. See for yourself at lg.com/OLED Evo.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here, the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys. This holiday season, I've got Yeti's new insulated bowls and food storage working overtime. The insulated bowls are amazing. It'll keep queso warm or guacamole fresh. And the food storage containers protect my ingredients and help me stay organized. They also make great gifts for the host, making Yeti bowls and food storage MVPs for the holidays. Get yours at Yeti.com or a Yeti store near you.
I'm home. Hey, Mom. Before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service. Guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Cowboys fans, here's the game plan. Touchdown Tuesday at Take 5 Oil Change. Just wear your Cowboys gear and save 25% on your oil change. No huddle, no overtime. Just drive in, stay in your car, and roll out. You'll be tailgate ready in 10 minutes flat. Keeping up with your car shouldn't be a tough call. Take 5 makes it as easy as calling the coin toss. Take 5 is the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit take5.com to find a location near you. Offer valid through December 31st, 2025. Terms and conditions apply. Valid only at participating locations.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
Back to the break.
Choose perfection. Choose LG OLED Evo. Check out the best TV in the game at LG.com.
Welcome back. What? Welcome back. Second segment of the break.
Final segment.
We doing Yeti today?
Hey, Amber, we doing Yeti today?
No, we're not.
All right, so cool. We on blockchain. Cool.
Okay, this segment is brought to you by blockchain.com. Amber ain't working today. She just finished telling y'all, man. She ain't cooking.
For better or for worse.
Yeti. She ain't doing Yeti. She ain't cooking. She ain't doing none of that. She's like, I got to work tomorrow, so leave me alone. Leave me the hell alone.
Are you cooking tomorrow, Derek?
My wife is burning. She's like, she got a bunch of
Okay, does she have to work?
Derek.
Is she working?
The lawyer.
No.
Yeah,
she's not.
Yeah, she is. She always working.
Tomorrow she's working?
See, my wife will be in the kitchen cooking up a meal for her family.
That's hard.
And at the same time, be like typing in a message with some lawyer stuff over on this. Like my wife is
That's a winner right there. That's a winner.
She a
lawyer money.
Let me just say, she a beast.
Lawyer money.
You the richest man in the room, Derek Eagleton. That's hard, man.
Hey, man.
That's hard, man.
Make good life decisions.
Yeah, it
man.
is.
Make good life decisions.
I don't. There
you go.
And impress the right people.
I don't make it. I'm making mistakes as we speak, but I feel you.
What?
Man.
Hey, man. Are you trying to tell us
No,
something?
that's good, man.
Okay. All right.
I need some more money, man. Yeah, that's cool.
Right.
Man, Bryan Broaddus, man, I was watching the Kansas City Chiefs, man.
Yeah.
Peculiar group, man. Interesting group.
Peculiar group.
Peculiar, you know what I'm saying? They gonna run a little man on you, and typically when teams run some man, they run cover 3, and that ends up being some cover 1 stuff. Cover 3, cover 1 man.
Same thing.
To me, that's all the same thing. You know what I'm saying, Bryan? But they don't get a bunch of pressure with their own guys, like with just rushing forward. They like to try to blitz and bring pressure, but Bryan, they don't always get home.
They don't.
when they do that, Bryan. So they are a team that, they kind of pride themselves on dealing with the run pretty decently.
Yep.
I wouldn't call them like a Broncos type unit that you can't run against, but they do pride themselves in that.
They do pride themselves.
They're a team that's going to blitz and try to get pressure that way. I mean, we're a team, we're a Dak Prescott operation that's really good versus the blitz.
Yep.
And we're really good versus cover 3.
You are.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Bryan, it looked like it's going to match up well for us. Now, we don't know what they're going to do. Spags may come out there and do something that ain't even on film, just like we did to the Eagles and Landon Jackson said he never seen it on film before. They may do something totally different.
You're not going to let them live that down, are you?
Never.
All right,
but just based on what I'm watching from the film, Bryan, like they got some cool dudes up front. Chris Jones is very talented. Carl Loftus can get after you. They back up seem to be better pass rush than the damn first team, Bryan. It's a weird little bunch. What did you see, sir?
Yeah, I tell you what, I think to me that what you're absolutely right about. This is a team that has struggled with their pressure, and they're one of the when you talk about groups that create pressure, well, they're near the bottom, which is you don't think for a Kansas City outfit with Steve Spagnuolo as the defensive coordinator, because they are a big blitz team, but they haven't been getting home on the blitzes either. This is something that has been a little troubling to them. They are going to play. When you think about Kansas City, you think about Spagnuolo, you think about blitz, and you think about a ton of man coverage. It's about 20% of what you're going to get is with some man. I thought, man, they were going to be high up there, like when you played the Jets. When the Jets throw it out you almost half the time playing man coverage. But the thing about it is when teams blitz, and we all understand this, when you watch teams that try and attack Dak Prescott, blitzing is a bad way of kind of going about it. Dak has an ability to, find open receivers. He navigates well. He gets them in the right place. You got Williams. It's a really good blitz pickup guy. You've got an offensive line that's now kind of played together here a few games, and everything's kind of coming together for them as well. But the thing about it is you've got a great weapon in George Pickens. George Pickens is, when you watch him play, the route running and stuff like that, you wouldn't say it's dynamic in any way, but what he does is he finds ways to get open. He finds ways of winning off the line. He finds ways against man coverage. But if you blitz the Dallas Cowboys, they've got places to go with the football, and that's where Steve Spagnuolo has to be very, very mindful. This is a really good tackling defense, by the way. So, we've seen Dallas with some run after catch, with Pickens. We've seen it with Turpin, Lamb at times, Ferguson at times. So they've got guys that can run after catch. But Dak is equipped. This offensive line's equipped. The back is equipped. The wide receiver's equipped. If Spagnuolo wants to go into that mode of trying to blitz to create pressure, he might be in a little bit of trouble here. Teams that have played a little bit more zone against Dak seem to have a better path that way to kind of stopping him. So I'm fascinated when we see the first couple of series of the game. How are they trying to attack Dak? But they do got some really interesting players. You mentioned Carl Loftus. He's a try hard. He's a talented guy, but he's not a bendy guy. I know you would say that. Not a bendy, not one of these guys you've seen where he's flying up the field and he's dipping and coming around you, that kind of guy. He'll play both the right and the left side, so he's going to get an opportunity against both. Chris Jones, as a defensive tackle, is kind of having a little bit of a down year statistically wise. They'll play him some on the edge too and put some speedier guys or quicker guys in the middle of their defense. So they'll give you a bunch of different looks, but it's a group that has some very talented players, but they're not playing at probably the level that we've seen them in the past.
Man, Bryan, I was watching how teams target these DBs they got there.
Yeah.
A lot of times we see teams try to go away from the best corner.
Right.
I don't think teams have shied away from McDuffie.
No, they haven't.
They don't shy away from him like that. It don't always work out. He's given up two touchdowns this year or whatever.
Right.
But they don't shy away from him. Now, I think that your talent versus theirs, I think it'll kind of match up decently for us, Bryan.
Sure.
But I think their safeties give up a bunch of plays.
Yeah.
Cook doesn't look all that good.
Sure.
Good in the open space when he's deep and do all this cover 1, cover 3 stuff.
Right.
They walk down to safety.
Right.
I don't think they have a good man cover safety situation.
Yep.
And sometimes they'll mix him up with the nickel and stuff, Bryan. I think you can definitely take advantage of the corners or whatever. Just block the guys up front. I think the Cowboys have an offensive line that's good enough to do it. Chris Jones, like you said, kind of a down year. The Cowboys kind of would have issues depending on the matchup, right? So Nate Thomas, you know what I'm saying? Nate is a guy that's more powerful.
Right.
I think he'll have a good day versus one of these guys that's trying to power rush him. Terrence Steele, is not that great versus the power.
Right.
So it'll kind of depend on how the matchups go there. But if you block those dudes up front, Bryan, man, you could.
I think the thing you mentioned McDuffie at corner. I mean, he's given up less than 40 yards a game as a corner, and he's going to play very tight coverage. But people they've tried to attack him a little bit on the outside, which is a surprising tactic to use. But I think to me, like you say, you've got the guys, you've got the receivers that can match up pretty well. How they determine who they put him on, I didn't see a whole lot of traveling going on with this guy. So, can you move your guys? Can you move Pickens around? Pickens is going to play on the outside the majority of the time, but can you win from the inside? Can you win from the nickel spot too? I think that's going to be a key from this for this game with
CeeDee Lamb.
With CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm. When you think about the fact that they play a lot of man, I know you said that can be a zone is probably a better thing to do against Dallas, but how do they even match up? Because Dallas has so many weapons. If you're giving them man coverage, can they even match up with Dallas if they're going to just sit out there and play man all day?
Technically, no. I mean, the correct answer is no. I mean, we want to respect the Chiefs' defense and all that they do. And like I said, blitzing and things like that can, mix things up and make you not be able to see it clear. But I'm just thinking about the Cowboys and their guys. Like, if we just talking about the Chiefs' defense, like just talking about them, they can cover you well. They can bring pressure, whatever. But if you just think about the Cowboys, like, okay, Dak is great versus this.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Williams is a great blitz identifying pickup guy. The offensive line is probably going to be powerful enough to deal with their powerful guys. You got 2 wide receiver ones that are studs. Like, I haven't had the time to go and hyper focus to see what the talent versus Kansas City was like to make but if I'm just thinking about the names that we have, it'll be tough for them to talk about lining up. What's our boy Chris Roland Wallace?
Yeah.
One-on-one versus CeeDee Lamb in the nickel, man. That's good luck. That's good luck to you. You know what I mean? So they don't have. It's not like Denver where they got 2 guys that can man cover and they got great pass rush. It ain't like that. So I want to respect the Kansas City Chiefs. I think if they're gonna beat you, it's gonna be them putting up points and chasing us or something like that. But this defense, you have to respect them because they play well together, and we have to not make mistakes and play sound football. But corner versus wide receiver, it's a win for us.
This is where I think to me, and you mentioned the good on good, because McDuffie, and we keep talking about him, and we talk about with Pickens. Pickens, when you deal with him in man coverage, it's hard for Kansas City to deal with him. They do have a guy in McDuffie that can deal with him. Mm-hmm. So now it's about, can the others? You're right, Derek, about how do they match up? I mean, now I know it seems like the world is critical of CeeDee Lamb right now and all he's kind of going through. This is the type of game that CeeDee Lamb, it could be just an opposite of what we saw in Philadelphia. It could be George Pickens, 4 catches, 77 yards, and we could see CeeDee Lamb, 9 catches, 148 yards. That's maybe how this game is going to have to play. You're going to have to get CeeDee Lamb going, because I think the McDuffie and Pickens battle is going to be huge. Yeah. And they can find ways to eliminate each other. I mean, you just have to know going out. But I don't think they have anybody else that can take Lamb. I just don't. And then Voch even brought up the fact about some of the problems they've had at safety. How are you going to handle the things with Ferguson? Is that Bolden in coverage? Bolden and those guys, the linebackers, have had their problems in some coverage stuff. Yeah. This Kansas City defense under Steve Spagnuolo, when they were winning Super Bowls and stuff, they were a lockdown group. Mm-hmm. I think they've got one player that can lock you down in this, and then the fact that they're not getting pressure with blitzing and they're not getting sacks, I think that doesn't bode very well for them in this matchup.
It sounds crazy, Bryan, but think back to the Jets game, and we just talking about personnel versus Cowboys, right? Yeah. The Jets, in theory, would have a better plan of how to shut you down,
right?
Because they got better dudes up front you have to deal with, and they have Sauce Gardner that was chasing GP at the time, but they didn't really have another corner.
That's right.
So what you would have to do is you would have to get Flo to catch 9 passes for 130 something, right? Because they didn't have another guy.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So in this particular situation, and McDuffie ain't Gardner. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even though he's chasing around Pickens, and then Pickens still had 50 yards and a touchdown play versus Gardner, I'm not going away from Pickens just because McDuffie is on.
Yeah.
But I think your biggest go is going to be, and I'm still naming Flo here, Flo and CD versus the other cats.
I agree.
Block up front, you'll be good to go.
I agree.
And that's the thing. Like I think that's why I said yesterday. I really believe this is going to be a big day for CD Lamb. I think there's a lot he's going to want to prove. On top of the fact that the matchup is just right, it works for him, and putting him in the slot, I think there's going to be some opportunities there. I think he's going to have a big day. All right, we're going to take our final break. We'll come back. I want to talk about the offensive line and the running game a little bit. See how you guys think these young guys, particularly BB and Tyler Booker, are playing now that they've gotten back from injury. They're back in the fold. They are rolling. I want to hear what you guys got to say about their play. We'll be back. DallasCowboys.com radio.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
we're with you. We're united.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm home. Hey, Mom. Before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
From the field to the festivities, Lucchese embodies the essence of luxury and tradition. Handcrafted with meticulous precision, each pair offers unmatched comfort and style. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at the Lucchese store at the Star in Frisco or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
Back to the break.
Let's say something to get canceled real fast.
AT&T, connecting changes everything.
Welcome back. Final segment of the break live from SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. Let's talk about the run game. This last game, Javonte Williams, 20 carries.
Chris is so done with you.
20 carries.
We love having you on the show, man.
He's so done. He's like, you know what? Keep talking. I don't care. We're going back live. Boom.
Chris will tell you this is the best show on Dallas Cowboys.
He did 20 carries, 87 yards, a 4.4 average.
You say who now?
Javonte Williams.
Okay.
And then Malik Davis even threw in a little bit. He had 3 carries for 24 yards. And quite frankly, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Malik Davis. When he gets the ball, he's got a little punch to it. Like he can make some things happen.
We've seen that before. We've seen
we have.
Has it in him.
So that all being said, talk to me about, because I think a lot of it starts with this offensive line and their ability to block in the run game. Talk to me about specifically some of the younger guys, how they are performing. They'll start with BB and Booker and talk about what you've seen from them over the last couple games.
When you go to O-line school, the first thing that they teach you about running zone or just running whatever, man, whatever, is that you got to deal with a gap and you got to block the mic. If you want to stop somebody from running the football, you got to expose a gap and your mic run free and make all the play. Like that's just that's the first 2 rules that they teach you in O-line school. And when you had like some past players on this team, like, okay, Tyler Broaddus, he don't play no more. He the ops, right? Broaddus could not move.
He was coached by Mike McCarthy, by the way.
Who? Tyler Broaddus was what they call hat-on-hat guy.
He was.
He did his job by just getting in front of somebody hanging on, stalemating, let somebody behind him make a decision, and hey, Tyler Broaddus, you won that play. Another thing about him and maybe the relationship between him and like Connor McGovern or something like that, they wouldn't be great second-level blockers. They just never got there. Sure. And it could be because this is a theory of mine that I'm just kind of crafting over time. If you're not powerful, you don't get movement. And if you don't get movement, it messes up the relationship between first level and linebacker. So, like, for example, if I'm pushing the hell out of you and I just end up at linebacker, I'm 5 yards downfield further than I thought I was. But if I'm fighting at the line of scrimmage, and then I get off to go to linebacker, I didn't get movement on the first level. So I can't get the second level in good timing because the linebacker's fast. He gone.
Right.
I'm at the line of scrimmage to where Tyler Booker would be at yard 3 by now because we're pushing folk. Man, these young dudes in the middle, just as advertised. And I'm including Big Tyler in there because Big Tyler, what, 25, 26 or something like that?
He's young.
He
paid,
young.
but he's young.
He got bread. We're a young offensive line operation across the board. And this Eagles defense, what I learned from this, because there's a lesson in every bar, is there's going to be teams with real good D-lines, okay? And you can walk into those games confidently because you got a real good interior. A-gap don't hold us hostage anymore.
That's true.
They don't. 3 techs that used to come in here and, boy, Jonathan Allen finna come and smoke whoever we got at Xavier Suafilo or something. Man, those days are gone because now you can go, all right, I feel good with Tyler Booker one-on-one versus Jalen Carter if I have to, even if it ain't pretty. Year 3, it might be pretty. But right now, if it ain't pretty, I still trust.
Fight him.
I still trust that you can make that block. Oh, if I got to double team somebody with BB, they flying. So now, if I'm Javonte Williams, now he get to think like Cowboy fans think. Because sometimes I'd be like, oh, it's a run coming. Y'all need to go find Book and just run behind him. He get to do that now. He'll go, okay, well, if the combo is here and we're double teaming at BB and Book, something probably going to percolate right there. And it's so important of moving those guys and dumping them on the linebacker. They're meeting each other together. And it just makes one big pile over here and it makes another lane on the other side because they all kind of walled off in that way. And, man, Javonte just get to run around and say we and run over some cornerback or something. He just say we because you get movement.
You heard him? You heard him?
Yeah, sounds and silence is fantastic. Cameras everywhere, microphones everywhere.
Good job, Alex.
Yeah.
Good job, Alex. And I'm like, man, I just haven't seen that as a Cowboy fan since our Travis, Zach, Tyron days, and Leary days. So run game is good with those guys.
No, I think you described it well. Then
Thank you,
even when you look at what BB and we talked about, as you mentioned, the second level stuff. If you watch some of the breakdown of the game and Voch and I broke down a play for you the other day where BB he shoves, he sees the Davis Carter when I'm going away, and then Booker's got him. But what BB does is he makes sure he pushes him to Booker. Now Booker's got him, and then he gets up on the second level and is dealing with Dean or Bond or one of those guys. And you see the blocks. There would have been a time where Dallas would have focused so much on the down lineman and wouldn't have got anybody to the second level. And now it's a gain. Instead of a gain of 7 or 8, it's a gain of 2 or 3 because you didn't bother to get somebody up. They've done a much better job of helping each other out and getting guys on guys and staying on those guys and then getting guys up on the second level.
Because these offensive linemen talk to each other. Like all game, we're constantly talking, hey, man, what you da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. And they can make adjustments on the fly. And it'll happen versus the Cowboys fans sometimes. Like if we're watching a game and it'd be like Mozzie out there or something. He don't work it no more. And how many times have we seen like a center go, hey, man, I know you got Mozzie. I'm not even going to help you.
I don't have to help you.
I'm not even going. I'm just going to go.
No hand check or anything.
No, I'm just going to go lead because I'm positive that you got this, right? Yeah. Just imagine if you're Cooper Beebe and you looking over, hey, man, Jordan Davis probably tough to everybody else. But I Big Tyler, you got this. Yeah. So now I just get to leave. Right. So now your linebackers getting blocked at an alarming rate. Yeah. Early, like I haven't seen now. Yeah. And it just opens everything up and the timing of it just works out perfectly. Shouts out to everybody from the blockers, the runner, and the operation, man. Clayton Adams really got this thing looking lovely.
Well, we know that's, the key to a successful offensive line
is whooping feet, huh? Yeah.
Is how much time they get to play together, the communication and the connection between each other. I think individually we've seen these guys, what they can do, or the potential, I would say. We've seen the potential, and I think now it's at a point where it's starting to shape. Yeah. Everything's coming to shape, coming to fruition. As long as The penalties are off the plate.
Yeah.
Put that away.
That's the thing.
Put that away.
That's true.
You should be able to continue to build on that connection and anticipation of trust of like knowing, hey, just like you described, Voch, this guy has this other guy over here. I know he's taking care of that. And that all comes with time. And I think this is the perfect time for it to all come together and just play a clean game. Play a clean game and don't make dumb mistakes.
All right, let's get into this matchup, Kansas City versus Dallas. One of the things I know you guys were talking about yesterday, you're talking about the fact that, the Kansas City Chiefs are a team that likes to throw the ball a lot anyway. Yeah. Dallas has, I think, over the last 2 weeks has been very clear. Their defense has made their opponents one-dimensional. They've taken the run away. The team just basically abandoned it because they could get nothing out of it. Is this a game, though, where even if Dallas does that, if they continue that trajectory and their run defense is stellar and they force Kansas City to throw the ball, does that really help them in a game like this where you have arguably the best quarterback in the league on a team that likes to throw the ball a lot anyway?
We don't have a choice. I think they're going to go out and do what they want to do. Like, I don't think you can stop the pass and make them run the ball, nothing like that. I think they're just going to bang the head up against throwing the football, and that's how they're going to win or lose the game. Luckily for us, though, and this might be totally different because they're playing us now, they don't really – like, they got speed guys, but they really want to just, like, dump it down and get easy throws off.
Exactly.
Like, they
let them run after the catch.
And do yak things.
Yes.
You would think that with Hollywood Brown on one side and Worthy on the other, you would think they just run downfield all day, and they're really not. Now, will that change versus the Cowboys because on film, all they've been seeing is people just running past us? Yeah, that possibly could change, but we got pass rush now. So we'll see if they want to do that, if they want to play that game or whatever. But I think this game is going to be a whole bunch of cover four like it was like 2 weeks ago versus Arizona and coming up and tackling. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think there's two things that really worry me about Kansas City. I do worry about them throwing the ball to their backs in the flat. I don't think Dallas has particularly played flat pass very well. I worry about that. We'll see if that changes, though. And I do worry about quarterback scramble. And I know every week we talk about running quarterback, and then the quarterback doesn't run. This one will run.
No doubt.
This one will run. And they've struggled because their running game plays downhill. Pacheco, Hunt, it's a straight ahead. There's not a lot of thrills to it or anything like that. It's just power football. They're compromised at one of the guard spots. We'll see how one of their tight ends, their backup tight ends, compromised. They'll, with the block and stuff like that. So, Dallas might have a little bit of advantage. Kansas City might say, listen, our best avenue is trying to throw the ball. We use Mahomes as the runner in this particular game. But the flat pass, the screen, that's an Andy Reid special. And then you think about, though, the quarterback run. Those are the things that scare me most about this Kansas City's offense.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you have the offense that you have with the Cowboys. As long, again, the mistakes – you have to play clean on offense. You cannot be dropping passes. You have to be clear on the reads and who you're throwing the ball to and making sure you as a receiver catch that ball. Because as long as and if I'm the Chiefs, I'm throwing the ball. I'm passing. I'm messing with the Cowboys in that way. I'm attacking them by throwing the ball. But when the Cowboys offense gets the ball back, score. Like, you have to score as well and not, make those mistakes. I just hope this is a week. I know it was a short week, but that they are able to clean up those mistakes, because if they didn't make all those against the Eagles, that would have been very close all game long. It would have been right there in the battle. But real quick, aggressive Schottenheimer or not?
Ambar is good at this. Boy, I forgot all about that. Hey, man, let me tell you something. The defense played well down that stretch. It's Pat, and I ain't just trying to be giving Pat the ball on short field.
Hell no.
So I'm punting. I'm punting.
I'll make him drive the field.
Shotty better go his ass. Look, Brian Anger, please, and pin the Chiefs and make them drive. But
and by the way, your defense is playing the kind of football right now where they're creating some turnovers. So force them to have to drive the field, and on the off chance your defense happens to knock a ball out, that's how you stop them. Like, I just think you gotta make them drive the field. I don't think it's a good idea to be as aggressive. And I will say this. It all depends on the situation. There are some situations where you should still be aggressive, right?
Yeah.
I just think the ones last week,
First drive.
that worries me a little bit. Especially in a game like this where you playing this kind of offense, I wouldn't.
Shotty is learning on the job. We've realized he been calling plays, but like now he got to make like in game.
But I think this is who he is. I don't think that's going to change. I honestly believe that Shotty is just one of those coaches that's like, he believes we can do it. And so he's like, I'm going to be aggressive. Our team's going to be aggressive. I think it's just a philosophy. And so I think we should buckle in. It's very similar to what Dan Campbell did in Detroit when he got there. He set the philosophy, we're going to be aggressive. And still to this day, he makes calls in games where you like, man, but he's like, but it's not inconsistent. Like he has a plan. He is going to be aggressive, and you just know he's going to be aggressive.
Against this quarterback, I stay aggressive. I play aggressive. Yeah, against Hurts, who he's been struggling, and all. You kind of look at, you make them have to drive the ball and stuff like that. You're playing Pat Mahomes. If he were to stand up there and something goes bad, and he made a call that maybe cost him an opportunity, all he has to say is, it's Pat Mahomes on the other side of the field. Yeah. You want me to give him the ball back with a minute on the clock? What do you want me to do? Sure. Do you want me to, I had to go for it. I felt like I needed to end the game right there. And if he makes an aggressive play and it backfires, I can understand it playing against Andy Reid, Hall of Fame coach, Pat Mahomes, Hall of Fame quarterback.
All right, give me your picks. Who's going to win this game? What's the score?
Cowboys going to beat the hell out the Chiefs. Is you crazy, Derek Eagleton? I'll say some defense going to come to play on both sides there. I'll say 28-24.
All right.
Yeah, I think that if you throw out Kansas City on the road has not been great. One of their losses, though, was in Brazil to open the season, so you got to kick that game. That was they called it a road loss.
Sure.
But you look at their losses that they've had. The Denver loss they had a loss at Buffalo, was bad, and they had a loss at Jacksonville on the final play. So they've had some losses on the road. I think they're a different team on the road. Give me Dallas in this one. I think Dallas is going to win this game. I think it's going to be another one of those have to kick a field goal things. I think it's going to be a 27-24 type of a game.
Talk to him, Bryan.
Please don't disappoint me, please. I want to enjoy this weekend. This week has been great after a win. So I hope they win. Cowboys are very much capable of winning this game. They're just, again, don't make mistakes and be aggressive, but not crazy aggressive, okay?
Pat Mahomes.
I would say I have something. I said it earlier, and it's similar to yours, but mine is a really weird score, 28-25, just a weird number there. I don't know, but yeah, I picked the Cowboys for sure.
I think this is going to be a barn burner. I think it's going to be scoring up and down the field, both teams, and I think ultimately the game will be won because somebody's defense is going to make a play. I think Dallas ultimately wins it, but it's going to be a lot of points scored. Dallas 41, Kansas City 38.
Super Bowl.
Okay.
In what might be, there are people out there that are saying this might be the most watched NFL game outside of a Super Bowl in the history of the National Football League. It certainly has that kind of billing when you put these kind of players and these brands up against each other on a Thanksgiving Day when people are sitting around and eating and just looking for something to watch. I think this is going to be
Dallas
really
Texans versus the Dallas Cowboys. How about
there you go. All right. Appreciate you guys joining us. We'll be back on Monday. We're not going to be here Friday. We'll be back on Monday. We'll tell you what went right and wrong for the Cowboys on Thursday, and we will quickly flip the page because we only have shows Monday and Tuesday next week. Wednesday we'll be traveling. Thursday we will be in Detroit.
Get on that Detroit.
It is going to be a crazy week. A lot going on. You're not tired, man. You young. Let's go. All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bryan Broaddus, Amber Garcia. I'm Derek Eagleton. This has been The Break live on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?